Elijah closed the distance between us, his dark eyes completely engulfed in acrimony, swallowing my nerves, and standing tall, I watch as he takes a seat at the bar, crossing his arms and staring at me maliciously. He took a deep breath, those hypnotic eyes casting a spell of dark magic over me. I see that you are interested in Isaac. Even with the bitter tone and fierce orbs, I couldn't disregard the attraction towards him, the way he ravished my body without even touching my skin. Wasn't it the other way around, I query? First day on the job and you already think you own this place, he snarls, prepping my hip against the counter. If that were true, you wouldn't be standing here. Elijah stands looming over me as he tucks a strand behind my ear, the action causing goosebumps to arise. Baby girl, you have no idea what game you are playing. If I was you, would be the one losing, I declare.
Dawn is crawling under my skin and infecting me. I wanted her for myself. That smart mouth would be entertaining for me, but when I saw the way she piqued Isaac's interest, that's when I felt aggravated. How was she able to catch his attention? Isaac Salvatore never chases any woman. They always drop onto his lap without any arguments. Tonight he initiated the conversation and couldn't keep his eyes off of her. He wants her. I'm never affected by woman. Isaac and I have that in common. However, there is something about Dawn. Her playfulness is enticing. Maybe it's the way she attracts danger without even lifting a finger. It was a bad idea to request her presence in the VIP lounge. I wanted her for my own entertainment, not for other men to find her attractive. They were imagining her bent to their will, Dawn kneeling before them and trembling beneath their gaze. From what I have witnessed, Dawn is not one that can be tamed. She doesn't care what others think or even about the world in general. I wonder if she realizes what world she has stepped into. Retreating back to my initial position, which left her exposed as all the guys were drawn to the bar. They were all in their 20s, barely starting off in this business. Men who are exposed to this lifestyle at a young age are completely overjoyed when they are in a position of power. Pleasure and wealth is all they crave. I crave more than those linear things. I desire power every inch. Power is an obsession. It engulfs you in flames and eats your skin. At 25, I have already accomplished what many deemed unattainable. Isaac catches my eye. Since he couldn't look away from Dawn downing the whiskey in my hand, I decide to distract him. I see you find my new employee fascinating. His body stiffens for a second before he regains his composure, a devilish grin forming on his lips. Well, she is something young and naive. You think she would be interested in you when she finds out your age? I tease. He doesn't falter, running his fingers through his hair. The older the better, since young guys tend to not satisfy women properly. He jabs at me. Two can play at that game. Her eyes were fixated on each other, the clear barrier of humor demolished. Only thing left is the burning desire to catch baby girl. Our expressions mirrored battle. An unspoken bet was now in progress. Now the race was to see who could win her over first. Quite childish, don't you think, Isaac? Fighting over a mere child? Who says we are fighting? She is a mere doll in this game. We started a long time ago, he states, recalling the past. Just because you caught me with her doesn't mean she strayed with just me, I inform. Isaac pulled out his cigar before ushering one of the waiters to light it. He gave the waiters a sharp pat before blowing out the smoke. His chocolate eyes reflected hatred whilst his mouth turned into a cocky grin with an expression that I recognized anywhere: revenge. The time will come, Elijah. Isaac had enough of our conversation and decided the best place to go is to her. He thinks taking Dawn away from me will have an impact, but he should know that I am never one to be completely enamored by a woman. Whilst enjoying the view of strippers dancing, one of my bodyguards came to me. Mr. Black, he is upstairs. Is it important? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. This has to be about the issue. Leaving the VIP lounge and heading to my office, I am greeted by my right-hand Matthew. I expect good news, taking a seat in my chair. They were taken care of, Mr. Black. Good, they were old news and taking money from each gang. Wasn't it a bit reckless to kill them? I mean, they did rule over everyone he questions. You would think after everything we have been through he would give up his compassion by now. Yet even with that power they couldn't do a damn thing. How pathetic they were. What does this mean for us now? Matthew asks, pulling me out of my devious thoughts. Well, now it's time to take over. A dangerous mind calls for sinister ideas.
I want you right now, Isaac declares, his hot breath dancing against my neck. I'm game if you are, I tease. Isaac, being this close to me, initiates tingles down my spine. Let's go, he urges. Hold up, I have a job to do, yanking my hand out of his. All the teasing slowly disintegrated until I smirked at his disappointment. Guess I could take my break now. Isaac immediately recovered his devilish grin, causing me to ache. I was so close to throwing you over my shoulder. Disregarding my rag, I informed Jax that I will be taking a break. Following Isaac, I can feel his penetrating gaze against my skin. He left the VIP lounge and continued through the velvety hall towards the elevator. Moaning can be heard from every direction, which only confirmed that these rooms were meant for pleasure and I was not imaging it. Isaac pressed the button as we waited impatiently for the chance to be alone. When it finally arrived, he motioned for me to go first. He was about to step in before someone yanked him back. I didn't even notice that he was behind us. More importantly, why is here? Elijah dragged Isaac until they were in the middle of the hallway. Probably a bad time to point out that his biceps were practically straining against the seams. Elijah immediately got into the elevator with me and pressed the button for it to close before Isaac could intercept. Once we started to move, he pressed the emergency button and stopped the elevator. The rapid beating of my heart is flooding my hearing. His back is tense. Was he mad? His domineering voice pulls me out of my thoughts. You were going to give yourself completely to Isaac. It wasn't a question, but I felt obligated to answer yes. What if I was? His body turned around in slow motion, those obsidian orbs resembling a snake ready to devour its meal. Elijah hypnotized me, always rendering my body sizzling in his presence. Every step felt like he made the elevator shake, the atmosphere growing tense. I couldn't deny the sexual tension. Since my dream, Elijah is at the top of my list.
I craved her scent, the need to wrap my hand around her throat and watch her pretty little mouth scream in pleasure. When I saw Isaac and Dawn walking into the elevator, something took over me, a darkness. Everything Isaac tried to take from me, he lost. No matter the power he had, I always had more. No matter the money he had, I always had more. The competition didn't end just there. We always competed. The last straw for him was when I shared a forbidden entanglement with his fiancée. The brunette was decent looking with sapphire eyes. Overall, she was a nagging brat who only craved the benefits that Isaac could give her. The prick, by all means, wasn't my friend, but even he couldn't be that blind to her pathetic antics. Climbing the spiral staircase, I entered my office, instantly greeted by the person in question, and he wasn't pleased with me. Isaac is ready to commit murder. Without giving him the attention he desperately seeks, I continue my path until I am seated on my chair. What do you want, Isaac? I question. Those dark chocolate eyes are melting fury, engulfing them. He is beyond aggravated, and I am enjoying every moment of watching him unravel in agony. You know what I am here for, Elijah, he states. Shrug, I am unaware of such pretenses. Isaac balled his hands into fists, attempting to control his temper, but that's not working. He is trying to restrain himself and failing miserably. You shared that forbidden entanglement with her, didn't you? Didn't you? He yelled, his chest rising and falling at a rapid pace. Isaac should know better than to yell at me. We weren't on the same level. Watch yourself, Isaac. You are forgetting who you are speaking to. I don't take your bullshit. Isaac sensed my tone shift from calm to deathly. He knew better. Has time taught nothing? Did you? He pressed. Yes, I did. Why do you care? I questioned, intrigued on what he found enthralling about Dawn Ackles. There were many reasons to be attracted to Dawn, but I wanted to know his reasons specifically. His eyes could shift color. They would have been red by now. His mouth ajar, a growl escaping them once again. I assume this reminds him of previous encounters where he lost to me. You always fucking do this. Take what's mine. Anything I want, you always found a way to take them away from me. Need I remind you that Dawn works for me, therefore, I believe she is mine. Isaac stopped overreacting instead. His features turned sinister, which only meant one thing, a challenge. Not anymore. I will take everything from you, including Dawn. A treacherous feeling developing in the pit of my stomach. Surely I didn't have any feelings towards Dawn, only attraction, right? You can do as you please with Dawn. I do not harbor affection for her. I snorted. Did he think I would give in to his childish antics? I could hear a forced laugh fill the room. Is that why you pulled her away from me? I don't think that's true. You were always good at trying to deflect your feelings, even if you don't see it. I laughed at his analysis. He wasn't even close to figuring me out. Let's get one thing straight. I can take anything from you. Even Dawn, after you wooed her, she will still crawl back to me. That's how it goes. You always lose. Slipping off my chair, I closed the distance as we level with each other. We were openly displaying our power, threatening the other without words. You will lose Elijah and Dawn will be mine, he smirks with confidence. Is that a challenge, I question? Yes, a challenge for Dawn's heart. I chuckle, you should give up now, I will hold the key to her heart and once again you will be left alone. You are getting too cocky, Elijah. Well then, I guess the bet is on. Let's see who will be the last man standing, I declare. The challenge has started the moment he steps out of my office. The race will begin and I will be victories, because I always am.
When I left his office, we both know the game had began. To what extent will I go to just to tear down Elijah's empire? Elijah is the reason that my life has turned into this. Consumed with hatred and bitterness, I was done with this life, but everything changed when he and my fiancée surrendered to a night of reckless betrayal that burned down the future it dreamed of. The wedding was canceled and my father forced me into this world because of it. He said, "You have no wife, therefore you have no weaknesses and can run the family business." My father spat in my face. He didn't want me to have a life outside of this ruthless world. You are consumed by this world and it becomes a part of you. Nothing will ever be the same. Family business is now mine, but I don't want it. After my fiancé, everything within my heart stopped beating. No woman could ever touch it. I wouldn't let them. Money, sex, power. That motto is followed by every head of the family. You won't have any weaknesses, therefore you will become superior. Elijah lives by that. When I left the club, all I could think about is the moments that Elijah has bested me, but I won't let it happen again. When I arrive home, I see the all too familiar raven-colored Mustang in my driveway. Only one person who visits me has this car. Living room is spacious, cream-colored walls with fairy lights, captivating your attention towards the outskirts of the room. The sound of my shoes clash against the white tiles, and that's when I halted at the figure seated on my white leather couch, his scrunched-up forehead displaying the wrinkles that make him appear older than he really is. His feet are wide apart, displaying authority and power. Father. Walking towards the bar and pouring myself a much-needed whiskey before I even dive into this conversation. Isaac. Passing him a glass as I take a seat opposite him. Father studied me, trying to decipher what is going on in my head. To his disappointment, he will not be able to use that trick on me again. I am a master of illusion, after all, a blank expression on my face mirroring his. After a few moments, my father finally gave up his feeble attempt and downed his whiskey. Father, state your business so that you can leave. Just because you have my business doesn't mean you can disrespect me, son. He warns, running his fingers through his graying brown hair. I can do as I please. This infuriated him, the swirl of caramel within those emerald eyes only intensifying. We were the complete opposite. You would question if we were even father and son. Watch your mouth. I didn't come here to argue. Trust me, the last place I would want to be is in your presence. Feeling is mutual, I agree. Anyway, I found some interesting things today about the head of the snake now. That is something I am interested in. They were murdered today, leaving everyone out for their crown. What no one knows is that they have a daughter, a grin concealed by his beard. Snake will be left entirely to her. Isn't that fascinating? Did he really come here to waste my time? Patience, son? She doesn't know about her parents' history. Anyone who gets to her is accessible to control the entire organization of Snake. Do you even know who this girl is? That's when a devilish grin forms on his lips, a disturbing one that he gives his victims. You are quite familiar with her. She works for Elijah. I believe her name is Dawn Ackles. My resolve cracked. I couldn't focus on the fact that my father is having me watched at all costs, but how could she be a part of Snake? She has a fierce exterior and smart mouth, but I never imagined her to be royalty. Snake is an organization that is beyond powerful. We answer to them. Every family has to follow their orders. Otherwise, you end up dead. You have to gain her trust and then marry her. It's the only way to get Snake. I will not marry someone else yet again because of you. Dawn doesn't even know what her status is in Snake. I reiterate, frustrated with his dictatorship. Leave everything to me. What you need to do is gain her trust, he orders. No. Father stood up, infuriated by my words. Are you telling me no, boy? I will not do this again, I declare. Listen to me, you spoiled, worthless brat. You will be in control of everyone, and that includes Elijah. You will finally be able to destroy him, or are you fine with being second? My father knew how to get me rattled from my bones to vibrate in anger. Elijah has taken everything away from me and continues to be number one. This has to end. Elijah Black's reign has to end. I will do it.
Frickin' shared a heated encounter in an elevator with a hot jerk, and yet you're not even excited, Summer screamed, practically busting my eardrum. Bitch, are you planning to make me deaf? I scold. You're being too dramatic, as attractive, but you should have seen the other guy. Wow, he looked like he was carved by Hades. Summer's jaw drops and then is replaced with a pout. No fair, you got two hot guys. Always get action, I deserve the eye candy, sticking my tongue out at her. I hate you. She deadpans. Suddenly, the doorbell rings, which is a savior because Summer was about to suffocate me with her huge teddy bear. I follow her since it's the middle of the night and only creeps would knock on the door at this hour. Summer opened the door, and we weren't prepared for who was standing there. I certainly wasn't, because it is Isaac. Dressed in a jet black Armani suit, ebony hair styled to the side and hickory orbs dancing with mischief. He had a bouquet of vivid red roses in his hands. I stopped breathing, the oxygen not being able to reach my brain. For the first time, I couldn't find myself to form words. Summer pinches me and brings me down to earth, a smirk playing on my lips. Some would call you a stalker with this stunt you pulled. His smile catches my eye instantly, almost genuine and soft. Since we were rudely interrupted, I thought you would give me a second chance. He rubs the back of his neck, trying to hide his embarrassment, but I'm astonished at his efforts just for a second chance. After what happened in the elevator, no guy would want to go out with me. Suddenly, I feel guilty about what happened with Elijah because of Isaac. But who wouldn't, when a guy is literally on your doorstep asking for a chance when you are the one that messed up? You are probably the most idiotic person on the planet. You did nothing wrong, I chuckled. Well, if what you say is true, then would you accompany me on a date? A genuine smile forming on his lips, his voice entrancing me every time, as if I wanted to bite my lip for an eternity, trying to control my racing pulse. Only if you promise not to be all sweet like you are now. I like you when you are teasing. This surprised him as his eyes widened. He quickly disguised himself. Trust me, you wouldn't find me sweet after you get to know me. Isaac's voice dropped a few octaves, making chills run down my spine in pleasure. How is he doing this? Whether he meant for it to have a double meaning, my wandering mind picked up on the latter. Hope you are right, Isaac. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., he asks. I pause to add a bit of suspense before replying. I might be available at that time. Isaac smiled wider than I could have imagined, handing me the roses, the sweet scent filling my body in delight. Before I could thank him, Isaac placed a kiss on my cheek. Then it settled. I will pick you up after work. I'll see you later, darling. Couldn't help the blush that crept onto my face while Isaac retreated. I couldn't help but check out his round, well-defined curve that strained against his suit. I'm definitely going to get a chance to tease that sharp, thugging curve of his. In the midst of his retreat, he turned around halfway before yelling, "Nice pajamas," his tone amused. When I looked down, I noticed the peaks of my chest tightening from the cold, or was it Isaac? Mentally agreeing with my flirty side, I closed the door only to be faced with an ecstatic Summer who was smiling so much that it creeped me out. You were saying she teased. Summer chatted my ear off last night between Elijah and Isaac. I love my best friend, but I couldn't wait to run out of there in the morning. Arranging the whiskey glasses in the shelf as I replay the events that took place last night, completely astonished by Isaac, I have never experienced a guy on my doorstep with a bouquet of roses. None of my boyfriends were considerate. They never bothered to sweep me off my feet. Therefore, the gesture Isaac made is slowly seeping into my heart, making it flutter in ways that should illegal. The day flowed easily, serving drinks to old men and some that hit on me. Elijah didn't make any appearance throughout the day, and I am grateful that he wasn't going to pull that bullshit about owning me. It was almost 7:30 p.m., which is when my shift will end, and the walk home is approximately an hour. I knew I wouldn't have the time to get dressed for the date before I left for work in the morning. I carried my supplies with me. Taking out my makeup bag, I added winged liner with a light cherry lip gloss. I kept my makeup simple since Summer wasn't here. Pulling out my denim washed ripped jeans off shoulder cream top and ebony chunky boots. After I get changed, I took out the braids in my hair and fluffed out my auburn hair, which descended into waves. Leaving the ladies' room, the club even more vibrant than before. The midnight crowd is by far the most extreme, partying non-stop, pushing my way through the drunken crowd. Once I got outside, the contrast from warmth to extreme cold is overwhelming. Instantly, your eyes are gravitated towards the extended line of people eager to get inside. Eternity bright lights started to appear from behind the crowd, intensifying with every second. A matte army green Lamborghini coming into view, capturing everyone's attention. Some people were even taking pictures. The door at the driver's seat opened in my peripheral vision. An all too familiar inky Armani suit appeared, the jacket accentuating his figure whilst enhancing his muscles. Isaac seemed to become more attractive with every encounter between us. His hair sleeked back and towards the side, a couple strands falling upon his forehead, magnetic mocha orbs that provided warmth and felt like you danced beneath the sunset. My feet moved upon their own accord to the vehicle. I could make out a genuine smile forming on his lips. Enjoying the show? Yes, I'm busted. Don't worry, I'm enjoying the attention. Couldn't contain my laughter, and he seemed pleased by it. Weren't close enough for my liking, therefore I gripped the sides of his suit jacket and tugged him towards me. Our mouths are mere inches away from each other. I could catch the bourbon on his breath, and it only stoked the quiet fire of desire in my chest. You can get all my attention if you play your cards right, Isaac, I whisper. The silence is frustrating. You would assume that we would have so much to talk about, but we didn't. If it wasn't for the music, this entire scene would be more awkward. Do I get a hint at where we are going? Not one. That's not fair. What if I don't like it? He scoffs. Who doesn't like fancy dinners and being swept of their feet? Does he really think every girl is like that? Not like I have ever experienced such extravagances, I admit, a bit embarrassed. "Is you going to try it?" he chuckles. Isaac's attitude towards my lack of experience when it comes to spending money brings some sort of comfort. He wasn't judging me for not being a part of his lifestyle. Pulling up to a gigantic hotel called La Catedral, Isaac got out first and opened my door, holding out his hand for me. His palm is tough, like they have been put to work for a long time. The hotel is quite intimidating. The entrance had a guy dressed in asuit, which I presume to be the Valley, since Isaac handed the keys over to him. All I could see were enormous chandeliers before Isaac directed our path to the left. We were faced with a beautiful sandy blonde-haired woman who carried 2 menus and gestured for us to follow. The ceiling had fairy lights as well as strips of glowing rays flowing across the room. The atmosphere was buzzing as many people were chit-chatting or having sips of alcohol at the bar. An uneasy feeling filled my body as my emerald eyes shifted to the square mocha tiles with stripes of cream. Eventually stopping at a table in the corner, we both took a seat on the walnut-colored chairs. The lady handed us our menu before giving us some time to think about our courses. On the table were 2 glasses of champagne with a strawberry in it. Deprived of thirst and overwhelmed with nerves, I gulped the honey-colored liquid in one go. "Slow down," Isaac warned, letting a chuckle slip through his lips. I flashed him an awkward smile before shifting my gaze uncomfortably around the room. Don't get me wrong, this place is magnificent, by far the most outstanding restaurant I have ever eaten at. But I couldn't help but feel out of place. Everyone is dressed in classy attire, either suits or stunning gowns, and I couldn't be more out of place. My thoughts were interrupted by Isaac. "So, what do you want to eat?" he asked, looking over the menu while a seemingly young, handsome male refilled our glasses. Why don't you choose? I wasn't at all interested in this date so far. I focused, captivated by the bubbles within the champagne. I am extremely bored out of my mind. This wasn't my idea of a fun date. Isaac finally drew his attention towards me, attempting to decipher my change of behavior. "Dawn, are you okay?" Flashing him one of my mastered fake smiles, I'm peachy, taking another sip from my glass. His forehead scrunched up while a frown formed on his lips. Isaac appeared deep in thought before he quickly shifted and set the menu down. "You know what, I'm not up to this place. Do you want to leave?" he asked, getting up from his seat. I couldn't help the giddiness coursing through my veins. "Yes, please." Isaac stood up, gesturing for me to go first. "Shall we leave?" Casually walked through the crowd hand in hand. Once outside, the night seemed to lift from a restricted atmosphere to an upbeat one. The guy brought the car around and Isaac opened my door before closing it as I jumped in. "Always a gentleman. Date over already?" I tease. "Not by a long shot, sweetheart," his voice husky as he undid his tie and opened a couple buttons on his white dressed shirt. "Can he get any sexier?" After our first attempt at a date, Isaac gladly put me out of my misery, and now we are currently driving around the speed, making me hungry for the thrill as I let my hand out the window. The feeling of ice coating my fingers as we drove, my eyes shifting through the blurred images of palm trees and people, the scent of the ocean breeze filling my nostrils as we stopped at a small bar near the beach.